Production wise, love it. Like
Yeah.
anything production wise, like I want to be a part of, be there, whatever role. I feel like whatever I ultimately choose. I know I want to be an artist, 100%, but there's always opportunities that like I'm not gonna say no to
Yeah, for sure.
because I know how to do it. So
It'll all come. It all comes in time, and I think it's important. Like when you're first getting your artist career kind of on the way, is like explore all of these different things because you never know really what you're good at, even. And the intersection between what you like to do and what you're actually good at and can
Yeah.
add value at is oftentimes not that narrow.
Wait, I
Or
wanna-
very narrow,
I
rather.
wanna
So
create some content for the countdown.
there you go, man. See, we were just talking
For the
creating
countdown.
some content as we go back. You're actually going to catch the live intro because that's what we do here is like coming in
Hey.
and actually introducing it. So V12 is already recording this on his Instagram, which is cool. What's up? What's up, man?
It's like
And welcome
Inception.
to the
Content.
pregame
Content on content on
season 2, season dose, which is so excited. We're back here. We told y'all we were going to be back, and we are men of our word. So here we are. You already know I am DJ Hondro, Alex Montero, the owner of GMV Entertainment, and so proud to be working with these guys. So I'm going to kick it over to my man before we go ahead and introduce our guests.
Yeah, DJ
this week.
Dopio, always over here on the futon recently with the bad mic.
We're having
Yeah.
some issues with this mic, but hopefully it sounds good on the other end. We'll figure it out. That is DJ Dopio's couch, the Dopio couch. And of course, we have a very special guest in the studio, my man Harold Valderrama,
Hey.
otherwise known as DJ V12, artist V12,
Yep.
producer V12.
Yep.
So many different things, right?
Sounds of V12.
Yeah,
Whatever.
man. Sounds of V12. So we got a very multi-talented guest in the studio today. Very excited, man. So before we even go ahead and get going and dive on into the topic and all that, V12, man, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let these people know who you are, what you do, where you're from.
Definitely from Miami Beach, Florida. Always love to represent Miami Beach, Florida. My name is V12. Artist, DJ, producer, sound engineer, audio, anything audio realm I love being a part of. So definitely, all those great things.
Yeah. Great, man. We were just talking about, like, even before in the pre-roll and everything, is that something that I've seen that makes you so unique is being all of those different things, right? So definitely what I kind of wanted to talk to you about today, and something I think is good advice for all these new DJs, new artists who are listening, is how to diversify, right? How to make
Right.
sure that you can add value in a bunch of different ways that's not just DJing, being an artist, and all that, right? So I think that's something you really carved in your career and something you can speak on, right? So in talking to that, there's been a little bit of a journey. I know we've been working together for a few years
Yeah.
already, and like I said, so many different things. So even before that, right? Like, when did you get into music? When did you get into DJing? Kind of tell us a little bit about that story.
I would start in high school because, and it's a funny story, like, honestly, in my opinion. Like, in high school, I was playing basketball all 4 years. I was a team captain. All 4 years, we won a district championship my junior year. That team, my junior year team, like, I played with the number 3 center in the nation in, like, ESPN, like, four Division I players. My team was stacked, and I was the 8th man off the bench, not the 6th man. I was the 8th man off the bench. And like, I was taking these elective courses. I was taking TV production and sound engineering, and those were the courses that were available at Miami Beach High. And the reason why I was in it is because, like, my dad's side of the family, like, my dad, he's a locations manager in Miami, and then my uncle, he's a production manager. And for those that don't know, like, what that is, a locations manager is a person that takes care of the set, gets you the permits, gets you the police, gets you, just
Sometimes gets the police to stay away when you don't.
some, like, exactly. And then a production manager, my uncle, he, for example, let's say you're a client and you want to shoot in Miami. So you contact my uncle, and then my uncle will get you the key, the camera, the lighting, the PAs, everything, presents you with a budget, and then, from there, that's how you guys move forward. So I grew up on set since I was 16. I was a production assistant since I still am. I still sometimes get gigs. But I think that's where everything kind of initiated for me. I was like, TV production, we learn about editing and shooting videos and stuff, and sound engineering. Like, I wish I took it more serious, because we would literally get studio time, and they would teach us, like, GarageBand and, like, Ableton, and I was more focused on basketball,
For sure.
So I think that, like, sparked the interest, but I was really, you know, focused on basketball.
Yeah, that's not gonna help your jumper get better by learning how to do all those.
Yeah.
So
And-
it was more about like the production side and getting into it, and like if your family was all involved in like the production aspect of this. So that came before the music side of DJing and everything for you.
Yeah, and then I obviously didn't get recruited. I'm not 6'4", 220,
Yeah.
so I'm like 5'10".
There's still time, man. You never know.
Hey, I still got a jumper. Like, I could still shoot the lights out. Don't get me going. But I stayed in contact with my 8th grade math teacher. My 8th grade math teacher is a DJ. His name is Mr. G. He's my mentor. And
Is his first name Kenny?
no,
Oh, jeez.
Nicholas Giordano. That's his name. And so I stayed in touch with him throughout high school. And then I graduated high school, and then like I was like, my mom's like, hey, like you need to go to college. Like if you want to live in this house, like you got to go to college. And I was like, all right. So I went to Miami-Dade, and I was just trying to figure it out. And like I just went the telecom journalism route, but Mr. G started contacting me like, hey, I need help for these proms, homecomings, weddings, all these events that I'm doing. Would you like to come out, help out? I'll pay you.
Sure.
You just come help me set up, watch me. And then that's when I was like, DJing is not a bad gig. And like,
Yeah.
I love music. Like I always listen to music on the bus when I was going to my games. Like there was always music in the gym, and like hip hop and basketball go hand in hand.
For sure.
You know,
For
so
sure. It's all the same culture, man. It's all the same
Yeah,
culture and the
you
same
know.
brand, and even why so many you get like these big athletes promoting rappers and vice versa and everything, man. It's all the same culture.
So boom, that's when, and then he gave me his first turntables, like actual, like they would actually
That's a
turn.
big gift.
Right? It was like an NS7, right?
Yeah.
Huge, heavy. It was super heavy.
Remember we talked about the NS7s on the episode with
Bernard.
Bernard? Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Those things are probably like 70 pounds.
So heavy. But like it kind of like built me. It
Yeah.
kind of like, if you really want to do this, this is like the way, right? So started learning how to DJ, just watching him. YouTube videos helped a lot. Practicing. And I feel like those 2 years that I was going to Miami-Dade and DJing and just learning kind of like taught me the fundamentals, as then I transferred to UF. And then at UF, that's when like when I got here, I remember the first week, first Latin night.
Yeah.
I was like set. I was like, I'm gonna wait for the DJ to walk out, and I'm gonna go up to him. And prime example, and like who it was like Jobo.
Yeah, DJ.
Jobo, shout out to Jobo. Jobo walked out. I went up to him. I started speaking English to him. He's like, nah. I like, soy venezolano, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I speak Spanish. I'm Colombian. So I started speaking Spanish to him. I got his number. He's like, do you have a mix? Like, let me hear a mix of, never made a mix.
Yeah.
So I made a mix that night, send it to him. He's like, I want to see you DJ live. I want you to come at 9 p.m. at the range. No one's there at 9.
No, yeah.
Which, like, I thought they opened up at 10.
Sure.
They opened up at 10. I thought they opened up at 9. No one was there. Jobo and, like, a couple of friends spun in front of him. And then that's when, like, things started, like, my first semester here. Things started, like, going. And I was DJing with Confessions. And then I remember you hitting me up, GNV Entertainment hitting me up. And I was like, I made it. GNV Entertainment hit me up.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like, I just
man.
transferred here. Gainesville Entertainment is hitting me up. Like, I have no idea about Gainesville. I have no idea. I was like, I made it. Like, Gainesville Entertainment just hit me up.
Yeah, man.
Then me and you started working. And then it's just, like, just the progression and just, like, the time has gone. And then DJing, you know?
And I think even, like, from my standpoint, and we talk about all the time on the show here, like how can new DJs be getting gigs and how can they position themselves in a way that makes it attractive for like club owners or event planners or whatever it may be to reach out and actually book them for these gigs. And I remember one of the first things that you told me was like, hey man, you know, I DJ, yeah, but also I just want to get involved and like if I can come out as an MC for one of your events
Right.
or like if I can come help with sound anyway. And like it ended up being that the need you need to fill was DJing at that time, but even just offering yourself as so much more than just a DJ was, you know, made it way easier for me to like get you into the Rolodex, so to speak, and stuff too. So kind of speaking of that and everything, right? So like production was the first thing, and then you kind of came to UF and saw the opportunity. I mean, with Confessions, that's like one of the biggest parties in Gainesville.
Yeah,
right? So
honestly.
yeah, it's a good time. So we got to get out there. I'm sure it was in your mind, but like, when did it shift from wanting to focus on like production and basketball and like the sports to now deciding, okay, I'm going to be a DJ, I'm going to be an artist, and like even started making your own music and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So what would you describe as like the shifting moment for you, or the moment where you kind of realized that you wanted to do the DJ, artist, all that side?
I mean, yeah, to go back to what you said, definitely like when I was going to college, I wanted to put production and basketball together. So I was going to school for sports production. Essentially, that's what I wanted. I still want to do, and I'm still doing it. But
when you say sports production, real quick, just so people like, you're talking about actually live broadcasting games.
Correct. Like
sure.
anything that has to do with like you watching a game on TV, like I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Like I'm as a little kid, my dream was to be like Eric Reed, or like, you know, one of those like Miami Heat. So people that don't know, like Eric Reed is like the play-by-play guy. So I wanted to be Eric Reed, and then I don't know. That's a little bit like way too much. Like, so then I wanted to be anyway a part of the broadcast team that produces those live broadcasts. So that's what like I went to school for. I went to school for sports production. Then the DJ thing, like it just just blossomed itself and like just became, especially when I came here, I feel like DJing with Confessions and just being exposed to like those parties, like just to the people that don't know, Confessions like does the biggest parties here in Gainesville, in my opinion, like especially at the range, like the range production, like the lighting, the smoke, the pyro, it's just like, to me, it reminds me like if you go back to Miami and go to a club out there, like a big time club, like they have the confetti, they have the smoke, they have the lights, they have the strobes, they have, you know, like it reminded me so much of like Miami. Like that's what the range. So I fell in love with the range, like absolutely like love DJing at the range. And so the question as the shift of me deciding to create.
What was that moment for you? You know, what was that light bulb, if you will?
I've been told for a long time, and I think my friends can attest to this, I've been told for a long time that I sound like Drake. And that I sing, I rap, and so like I know every single Drake song. And so like
I'm gonna do a quick side by side of like Drake and you when I'm
get like the side profile of the picture.
And so, which I don't take offense to it. Like I don't being complimented to one of the greats, like, dude, sure, you know, like great. So
and from what I know too, Drake is like one of your idols, I would say.
Role model, idol,
sure.
Someone that
Drake type beat.
Yeah.
I always know when V12 is about to start, because it's like 2 or 3 Drake songs in a row, and then we got to set the mood and know we're good to go, you know?
I mean, honestly, like any Drake song can play in the club. You can't go wrong with that, honestly. Just any Drake song. But yeah, like I think the shift for me was like I fell in love with a girl out here, you know, and was inspired and just wrote a song and went to the studio and recorded it with this is a prime person in my life, Kyle Legatt. Huge shout out to him. You know,
is
like,
he local here?
No, Miami.
Gotcha.
I went to high school with him. Great friend of mine, and then he started working at this studio, Mix Masters Miami. Yes, sir. Started working at Mix Masters Miami. Now is the head engineer there. So this is December 2019. I like was on break, and I hit up Kyle. He invited me to the studio to hang out. He told me to sit in for one of his sessions. I was like, sure, you know, like I'll sit in. Session gets canceled, and I have the beat and this like lyrics written down, and I tell him, and he's like, if you want, like I'll record you right now, like let's do it. And I guess just that feeling of like being in the booth and like recording, laying my vocals down over a beat, and like just seeing that process, like I fell in love with it. And so I was like, DJ turned artist. I was like, I mean, I know Juicy J has done it.
I mean, he's not the only one, man. There's literally any of these DJs coming out now. A lot of them get their start from the production side of things, just cranking out, even like Cashmere, right, which is a huge dance name. Like he's headlined all the big stages, Ultra, EDC, all these guys. And a lot of people don't realize he actually started ghost producing for other DJs and other like, artists. For years and years and years he's been doing this, and only recently just kind of came out. So but just going back to what you said, I think it's really interesting that you say it all started from that feeling, right? Like just there's this moment where for you, you're in the recording studio and you're like, yeah, man, like I could do this, you know, like
Yeah,
I sound
I
like
had-
Drake. This
It's
is
like
so-
that Drake commercial with the Sprite where his head just goes.
Yeah.
The Sprite was spilling out.
yeah. No, man, exactly. And it's so cool to hear different, you know, we've had like Leondis and even Jameson back on the show and stuff, and hear that moment where they got that feeling of like you're in the club and you play your first banger and it just makes you feel so good.
It's
or like
euphoric.
Yeah.
It's a euphoric feeling that you cannot get anywhere else. Like when you play someone's favorite song at the club and they're like going crazy in front of you, like you can't like I don't know where else you get that.
And it's so important to realize too is that like you're what caused that, right? And I think it's like an empowering thing. So something I always say too is like for new DJs, find out what gives you that feeling. Like for some people it's being in the studio and it's making their songs and all that, and that's what gives you that feeling of like, yeah, it's not like Drake. And then for some people it's you're in the club and you're playing the bangers and everyone's going crazy, but like whatever it is that gives you that feeling, that's what you want to focus on, and that's what you want to find as your little niche.
And forget the money, forget like the glitz, the glamour, the fame, like just the fact that you can like control time and someone's feelings in that moment is kind of like impactful in my opinion, just off of sound waves and vibrations, and just, you know, if you really break it down to a science, it's like absolutely incredible.
Yeah, for sure. I think something else we talk about too is like you make someone's night potentially, or break someone's night, especially
100%.
being a DJ, and people like they'll spend their hard-earned money to come out and be in the club and all that. So you really are this role model for people, and kind of you're controlling everyone's night, which is great. So, so you're graduated now. You graduated last year or 2 years ago?
In August. I graduated last August.
Right, okay,
I got my
cool.
bachelor's degree in telecommunications, specializing in production. Super proud of that, because like my whole thing was like, okay, I'm gonna go to UF and I'm gonna get my degree, and like that was a far-fetched idea for me. Like I was just like, let's
What, graduating or going to UF?
Yeah, no, like, well, one, going to UF, and then two, actually getting a diploma. Like,
Gotcha.
that was just very, like,
Yeah.
as I'm, like, growing up and learning that, like, you know, this your state of mind and manifestation is a real thing, and just staying positive and just, like, going, like, setting goals and actually, like, going with them and working towards them, like, you can actually, like, attain these things.
Oh, sure.
So,
Oh,
like, I think that to me, once I got my diploma and I saw it in front of me, I was like, I can do anything. Like, it made me feel like I can do anything that I want.
Yeah, you're
as long as-
Superman.
yeah, honestly, yeah, I can do whatever I want in this world. Like, I if I can just get a diploma from the #1 university in the state of Florida, and like I'm a hometown kid from Miami, like I can do whatever I want. Honestly,
Did you ever think that like getting your diploma was a formal thing that you would like visualize, or did you just think, hey, like I wanted to go to college, and you know, you say you wanted to get your degree, but like would you literally visualize that degree and like you holding it and those sorts of things?
yeah, I've definitely visualized that moment a lot, and it was more towards like for my family and making them proud, because my aunt, she went to vet school here. And this is something like I didn't even know when I graduated high school. She was paying Florida prepaid for me. So it was like kind of like handed to me like, yo, you can go to school and get a degree. Like if I don't actually do it, like I could have easily been like, forget that. Like I'm gonna just DJ, forget school. Like I'm not gonna do school. But like I actually like I had an opportunity. I went through with it. I wanted to make my whole family proud. And like I went and did my, you know, degree and stayed focused, because I could have easily like just got caught up with this nightlife like a lot of people do. I've seen a lot of friends.
Easy.
It's really easy to get caught up in here with this nightlife, because like
you feel like a god, man. You're having a good time, and you get drunk and you're having
drinks are cheap, super cheap.
Yeah.
Like,
and people reinforce that in you too. Like you know, you get guys with an ego or something sometimes, and then like people come up to you and, hey man, you're killing it, like you're the best, and it's easy to get that
you
head
get invited
just
to the after
inflated.
parties afterward, and then like goodbye 8 a.m. class. That's not
Yeah.
happening.
you feel me?
No,
Like,
so that's not good. But kind of in all wrapping that up, actually, like I think something that we were just talking about that's so important is like goal setting. And so for you, like getting your degree was a goal that you had, right?
100%.
And then we're talking about, you know, what gives you that feeling, like seeing that degree in your hand gave you that feeling of like, look, man, I did it. I accomplished that. Like being in the studio gives you that feeling of like, look, I accomplished it, what I could do, right? And something that I'm really big on, I say, is like just being able to visualize it. Like you said, the word manifestation and all that. And it seems kind of funky. Like it's something I've been on Jesse about a little bit, but
dude, that's a real thing.
no, it's a real thing.
It's a real
It's a real thing, man.
It's a real
for
thing.
sure. It's absolutely a real thing. And I know you're super big on it, because check out the Instagram. You know, you see there's a lot of like motivational things that are going along with the artist. So, excuse me. for like new DJs, I mean, not even DJs, just creatives, anyone, right? Like
In general,
what
yeah.
are your tips to getting those visualization skills and being able to see your goals? How do you do it?
Well, I mean, everyone's experience is different, but like you could take mine and apply it to your own. At least for me, like definitely visualize yourself being in that moment and think about how you would feel once you attain that accomplishment or that goal, and sit there with that moment, sit there with that feeling, like just like, okay, like for me, like it was just literally like me holding my diploma in front of my whole family and like seeing their, like literally visualizing their reactions and how it made me feel, and just sitting in that moment and just like, to me, like I watch a lot of Marvel movies, so like so like I always thought of like just like attracting all the particles inside and just like bringing in the light into my chest and then releasing it. And then
I love it, man.
it's just like a whole production
You're your own Tony Stark, you know?
Yeah, no, 100%. I look up a huge Iron Man fan. Captain America. We could go on, but definitely also writing down things. I think just that moment of putting the idea that you have in your head onto paper is very powerful, because not only are you doing the action, but you're also like creating that moment in space where like you lay down that energy onto paper. Because pen connecting to paper then staying permanent is very, I think, to me, powerful.
Oh yeah, man. And there's a lot of like studies on this too, and bringing it back into the music side, actually, like something a lot of people have advice with, or a lot of people will tell you, is that you should have other mediums that you're using outside of just your DAW, outside of your digital audio workstation, right? So like when you're making music, you want to be literally writing down ideas like on a notepad or something, because when you write something down and you say it, like you reinforce it in different parts of your brain. So when you think something, right, like it, and I'm not a brain scientist, right? And the fact I said brain scientist, like what's that? Neurologist, I guess.
Yes.
DJ Dopio is our anatomy and biology guy. What kind of person would I be if I'm talking about this?
It'd be, well, neurology is like the study of like brain form, or like the nerve connectivity. But I don't know, like you're talking about like psychology more of like how you're thinking of things.
All right, so I'm like a psychologist and I'm like a neurologist, somewhere in the middle of I'm talking about this. So when you say things, when you write it down, when you think things, they're reinforcing like different aspects of your brain, right? So if you're trying to really achieve a goal, or like you're trying to get really good at music production, if you're reinforcing it in all of these different areas of your brain, i.e. if you're saying out loud, like, I want this compressor to be at this level or something because of this reason, or you're writing it down, like, I want this melody to sound like this. And even like on the voice memos on your phone, literally just singing it in, all of these different mediums that you're using just reinforces it like in different sides of your brain. So I think this is really important, not only like from seeing your goals and a manifesting and all that sort of thing, but also just like a practical use to music or business or whatever it may be. You know, reinforce it in all different kind of areas of your brain.
And to the people that see this and like, you know, like apply it to themselves and then be like, oh, it's not working for me. I think the number one thing is that you have to believe in it. Yeah. Because if you don't believe in what you're doing, I think it all goes also to just anything in general. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys can also like agree with me on this. When you're DJing, you have to believe in yourself to be up there in front of all these people. Be confident in order to play these records. You also have to like tell the future, because you know what song is going to come next, and you're hoping that the next song that you play, people are going to like it. So I think like in order to do all these like I think it's just like attracting positive energy back into yourself. So I think like in order, first it's just to believe in the practice, and you can apply it to anything.
It's even with DJing, like you can't achieve a goal or something unless you know what that goal looks like in your mind. And I think literally like closing your eyes and visualizing, what do I look like in this moment, what does the crowd look like, all this just reinforces it, and I think gives you a better ability to actually hit that goal. So it might seem funky, but I mean, like our dude's saying, like if you don't believe in it, then that's what makes it funky. Like you really got to believe in it. So yeah, man, I mean, I think it's really important just to kind of like visualize, manifest, attract that positive energy. So with that being said, right, you know, all these kind of fun things, what is next on your goal or on your goal list? Like are you working on right now? What's your next big project?
So yeah, I've been like out of school, no more homework, no more assignments, so that's been great. I've been working on a lot of music. I've been DJing a lot. I've been producing a lot of beats. And like when I produce a beat, like I wouldn't say like I'm making it for myself. I just hear a loop or a sample, or like sometimes I lay down some keys or some chords and I start throwing drums on it. And I think like just producing a beat is also very therapeutic for me, because like I don't really like, I'm on my phone a lot.
Yeah.
I'm always on Instagram.
Aren't we all, right?
So I feel like I just like put my phone away and I just like make a beat and I just like zone out and I just lose track of time. And then next thing you know, it's like 30 minutes later, I made a crazy beat. And then I start getting ideas.
Dude, if you're making crazy beats in 30 minutes, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, because you said 30 minutes. I'm like, dang, it's next thing you know, it's been 4 hours.
I think DJing has helped me out so much with producing, because like just mixing different tracks and like listening to a lot of music as well. Like I just listen to a loop or and I just like, I treat it like a puzzle piece. Like the clap goes here, the snares go here.
You understand like the blueprint of like what a good song would sound like or could sound like. So yeah.
Or like what people would like to hear, you know? And
well, or like we were just saying, like understanding what that final vision looks like in your head, right? And or at least being able to hear like what that final vision may look like. So like, do you hear the full project in your head as you're kind of composing these puzzle pieces together?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, a lot of the times, yes. Like hi-hats, I hear them. Once I hear the loop, I know where the kick goes. Pockets, boom, boom. Like I know.
That's one thing that like drove me crazy. It was just like so blew my mind when I first moved up here and I wasn't really into EDM at all. And Alex was like, just give it time. You'll get into EDM. And he would hear a song and he would be like, oh no, this drop's gonna suck. And I'm like, how do you know? Like it's still like a minute away. And he was like, I can hear what it's gonna sound like as it's building up. And I was like, what? I don't even know what this is. And like more often than not, he was like, yeah, so this was underwhelming or whatever. And it was just, I couldn't even comprehend how you would know what it's gonna sound like a minute from now. But now that I've been doing this for long enough, I kind of get there as well. But it was just such a foreign idea to me. I was like, I don't know how you could know what it's gonna sound like. But that's what he's saying. Like when you start your project, like you kind of can see what it's going to evolve into, and how you want to manipulate it to match that.
Yeah, no, 100%. And then it goes to like writing lyrics down, and then like laying lyrics down, like you know, recording myself, and like even if it's not for me, like sometimes like I have like 2 songs that like I showed Kyle, and he's like, dude, this is dope, but like I can get this person on it, and like songwriting. So now it's like I'm a songwriter, and it's just like it's just like the whole process of just creating music is just like such a beautiful and like amazing thing that like very, you know, fortunate that I get the opportunity to do it. 1, 2, and that I also like, damn, like this actually does sound good, and I'm actually making something that it doesn't sound like trash, and like, you know, has meaning. Like I'm like there's a lot of music out there that sounds like riggedy raggedy, and
yeah, man,
you know.
No, and the stuff you're putting out, like objectively, is from 2 DJs. Like it's good, you know, and definitely I'm excited to see kind of where it goes. So we talked about confidence a little bit too, and I think something that comes across, like, and I want you to take this as a compliment seriously, like you're very confident always, right? So
yeah, that's always been a thing about me, because like something that I always say, like how am I supposed to make you believe in me if I don't even believe in myself?
Yeah, man. Yeah, right.
And that's going to start from back when you were captain of the basketball team too. Like you have to build that feeling too.
Since you bring that up, I think that's like where it is, because like my coach would literally be like, that your job is to like
hype them up and get them going. Yeah.
Get these people together to run this play.
Yeah.
Or execute my offense. Like I had a teammate that like the play was for him to score. And coach would show us the play, and then he would be like, huh? What am I doing? Where am I going? And then he would be like, Harold, just he would go sit down. Harold, just run it, you know, show him. And so like I would always like, you know, like rally the troops to accomplish, which is to win the game.
Yeah, sure.
So I think that, and I have to believe in myself, because if I don't, like, what do you think?
No, amen, man. That's why I said, like, really, I mean it, you know, as a compliment, because some people say, like, oh, you got a big ego or whatever, but like that's not the point. Is that if you are not your own best advocate, I always say, then who is going to be right? But my question to you is that when you're in a creative sort of industry, whether it's DJing, whether it's even like event production and live broadcasting and all that sort of thing, there's so much to learn, right? Like there's so much to learn. So for you, how do you walk the line between like, I believe in myself, I believe in my music's vision, I know my creative ideas and what I want to do, and also I'm humble and I'm learning from everything around me and I'm willing to stay flexible with my music. You know, so like where is that line for you and how do you walk it? Like how do you know whether you need to learn or maybe you need to be more confident in yourself?
Flow. Definitely just flowing and just like letting things come to me and just not forcing it, and like just being, I think, showing gratitude, which has opened up a lot of opportunities for me.
Mm-hmm.
But just yeah, like you said, it is a fine line to walk on, but I think like you just gotta do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no, like, what are you gonna say? No.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sorry, can't
No,
show
sure,
up today.
Sure.
You know, and we only got one life, and there's so much time that we have on this
Mm-hmm.
rock in this universe. So like, I think you just gotta, like, you know, show up. You just gotta show up, honestly.
Has there been a time, like with your music especially, that someone gave you some negative feedback and like it really hit you hard or something like that?
Oh, yes, definitely. But you're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, right.
You know? I think my shit's hard.
Yeah,
it's
it's okay if your opinion's wrong too.
Yeah,
It's cool, you know? And also, like, sometimes, like, the opinions, like, I think it's great because it gives me another perspective. Like, oh, that's what you took in? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let me grab that and turn it into this, or let me apply it next time I go to the studio, or, like, next time I'm making beats, or, you know, it's just, like, I mean, right now I'm, like, 23 years old. Like, I'm learning. I've learned a lot. I'm still learning, and I'm never going to stop learning. And so, like, I'm going to just absorb as much information as I can
For sure.
because, like, I have a vision for myself, and it's not only for myself, it's also for, like, people like you guys. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you guys, I'm gonna give you your flowers now. I think you guys are incredible. I think you guys are great. You guys definitely helped me out so much while I was
appreciate
here.
you, man.
No, you guys,
Appreciate you for sure.
I remember pulling up on Dopio one night or two nights, and you're incredible, dude. Like, the way you spin music is very unique, but also, like, yo, like, this man will play Miley Cyrus.
Yeah. Unique is
That's my shtick.
unique is the theme with DJ Dopio for sure. And
Yeah,
I think,
no.
Yeah.
I want to
literally-
make sure you don't know what's gonna happen next.
Yeah,
you
you never
don't.
know.
You don't. But
That's also true outside of your DJ sets too. That's also true just in life when you're dealing with DJ Dopio. You never know what's gonna
and
happen.
mind you, I'm
next.
coming from
My
Miami.
Jack in the Box.
Yeah, I'm coming from Miami, where it's like a lot of hip hop, a lot of Spanish music, and I come up here and Dopio's just killing it with this pop music, throwing in hip hop records, throwing Spanish music, throwing EDM records, and I'm like, this man is really doing it.
Yeah, man.
Like, so, and then you, man, like what you're doing with this, and you just help the Gainesville community, and just like putting people, you empower people, you put people on.
Roll credits.
You put people on, man. And so, like,
Hey,
and I'm definitely
Cheers to you, brother.
yeah, no, I'm
We'll give
definitely one to attest to that.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
this guy put me on. I wouldn't definitely be. Remember that New Year's gig you got me, man?
It was I have some videos and pictures and stuff I'm sure I'll find and get up on the.
And
on
then the
recording.
first time I ever did, like, you were like, "Yo, I need you to MC for. I got these artists pulling up." Like,
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I never did that.
MC V12.
I
MC
never did that. But that was lit.
Yeah, man.
That was super cool. Putting other it's not even well known. I mean, they're pretty well known, but like you were giving them an opportunity to showcase their music in a city that they're not even from. Like, Jameson is from here, but like the three other artists, like Guff is not from
Yeah,
here.
man.
You know, like,
I mean, that's
Speaking of Guff, you're representing the shirt right now.
Oh, I
shout
didn't
out
even.
to
Yeah, I actually
Guff.
didn't realize. Yo, shout
man.
out. I'm gonna make sure. I
Full
tag
circle,
him in
man.
this
It
video.
all comes
Look at that.
around.
It all worked out. Shout out Guff. This is actually the artwork.
Dude,
off
that's one of my favorite shirts
yeah,
that I own.
Yeah. And funny story about this too is that so I was DJing probably like 4 months after we had this concert. I was DJing a random night. I think it was at like Fats or something, and I got a text from Guff, who lives down in St. Pete, that one of his buddies was up here, and texted him like, "Yo, man, there's this random DJ in the club like wearing your shirt right now. I don't know who he is or anything." So it's for me, like so we've been talking about like what gives you that feeling, right? What gives you that awesome feeling?
Yeah.
Like, look, slamming the songs in the club is one thing, right? That's a lot of fun. But for me, the thing that gives me the better feeling than anything else is, like you said, like empowerment. And
Yeah.
if you know, I've been DJing for a long time. It's been like 10 plus years at this point. We stopped keeping track. So anything I can do to just like help people like you, right? Or like help people like Dopio, or even anyone else who's new and coming up. Like, there's other DJs now because of this podcast who have hit us up and just said like, "Hey man, I'm a month into DJing and I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, how do I get better? How do I do this?" And my answer to them is like, look, come out to the events. Like, just try to get involved, try to participate. And
Yeah, and do what you do. What you said with Confessions, you you literally were just sitting there waiting, like you were like,
nah, I went
I
out.
got it.
I went out that night and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, man.
Latin nights, they
yeah.
do that out here.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I love Spanish music. Like, I want to pull up. Like, I want to do this. I feel like I can do it too. And so I just waited on Jobo and like, I told him like, yo, how do I literally went up to him and I was like, how do I DJ here?
Yeah.
And then he gave me the opportunity. And to be honest with you, like, I'll be 100% honest. Like, I was not ready for those opportunities. Like, they threw me in the fire and I learned as I went. But
sometimes that's the best thing though, dude. Like, it's just like because you have to get better, or else they're just gonna cut you.
No choice. Trial by fire, as they say. But yeah, man. I mean, anything that gives people that platform and just empowers them, I think is so important. And especially something that I think plagues the nightlife industry, and especially in Miami, where you're from, I think it's even a little worse. But like this competitive mindset that, like, we have to just exclusively do our own thing and like not try to help other people and all that.
The
and
mindset if someone is doing good, you're getting hurt somehow.
Yeah.
Like we can all win together.
It's crazy.
We can all do good.
I mean, that mindset, I will never understand it, and I want to change it, and I definitely like. Prime example, Miami right now. Like for me, like I'm like trying to like contact them and be like, hey guys, look what I did in Gainesville. Like I'm trying to come down here and like apply to you guys, and it's like a bunch of like turning their back, like nah. And I think it's just like they see it and they're like, ooh, this guy's actually good, but if I give him a chance, he's gonna take my spot. And it's like, I'm not trying to take your spot, bro. Like I'm trying to work with you. I'm trying to make. It's not about you, and it's not about me. It's about the party.
Yeah.
It's about.
Amen.
It's
Amen.
about. Yeah. No, it's not.
I wish I had my little air horn, so I'd be like.
And like, bro, if you want to cut the bag, like I'll take 25. I don't care about the money either, bro. Like, I see an opportunity here to create moments for people to come here, have a good time. Like, these people are coming off of work. This is our job, but these people are coming like after work or like they had a long week and they just want to like enjoy themselves, get a couple drinks, enjoy listen to good music. And so like, at least like, and in Miami right now, it's like super competitive and like a lot of people are like bashing each other and like, bro, that's not the move, man. Like we got to come together.
It's a mindset of scarcity versus one of abundance is I think where it comes from now. So it's like thinking, okay, there's only so much and there's one pie that we're all trying to eat. And if you get one piece, that means I get one less piece. And like, I don't agree with it. And I think I wish more people had this abundance mindset that you said. Cause like we're talking about, like, I want to help people. You know what I mean? You want to help people. I think that at the end of the day, most people want to do that. We just need to find ways that we can work together. And I'll tell you, like, the most successful events we've done have been collaborations. Like, the biggest, most awesome parties we've done, one off the top of my head was the Disney Channel Rave. Like, that was a collaboration, technically, the first time.
My
with
God,
Vivid Sky and everything. There. And we got 3 really. So, look, we got Vivid Sky in. Their thing was production, right? Our thing is putting it together creative events. So, like, I let them handle all the production side, right? We worked together. We handled all the creativity side, and it was amazing because there was synergy. Like, if I tried to go in and do the production, which is something that is not my expertise, right, the event would have suffered. So I think, like, this mindset of scarcity where there's only so much, and if you get to eat, that means I don't. I think it's ridiculous. And so I work with like a lot of either like startup founders or other businesses outside of the entertainment industry. And this is kind of a funny parallel, but in the startup like venture capital world, right, there's this competitive like caginess that people, and especially like tech, they don't want to talk about their ideas because I don't want to give you an idea that you can just go and execute on.
Right.
But a lot of the venture capitalists and what they'll say is like, look, if someone steals your idea, they did not steal your idea, they out executed you, is what happened. Because if you're in a position where you can talk about something and then someone else across the table can say, I'm going to take that and I'm going to use my resources to go ahead and execute faster, you just lost. Like, they didn't steal your idea, you were out executed. So I think this idea of like, oh, we got to be cagey with each other, we can't talk or collaborate, I think it's ridiculous. So yeah, any DJs out there, just like be collaborative. Like, be willing to help.
100%. And to the DJs, like you were saying, like someone hits you up like, oh, I've been DJing for a month and how do I get in? I think just do it.
Yeah, and jump on in, right?
And try. Just do it and watch YouTube videos. Watch YouTube. YouTube helps a lot.
People be sleeping on YouTube.
Yeah, a lot of people be like, nah, I don't want to watch YouTube videos. Nah, bro, you can learn. You don't have to go to school, bro. You can just learn everything off of YouTube University.
Honestly,
And
especially music production, man.
Yeah,
There's so much on there now.
How do I make a beat? I don't know.
Yeah.
I YouTube it. Like there's like 10 people that are literally showing tutorials on like how to use the software, how to set it up, how to doing all these things. So
All the above.
that's what I did, and I think during the pandemic, if you didn't come out with a new skill set, you lost time. Like you were supposed to learn something new during the pandemic.
Yeah, I don't know that I would wholly agree with that. Because I think that as someone who came out with a new skill set at the end of this, I just the pandemic was hard on a lot of people.
Yeah,
man. So like I'm in a position where luckily I had the ability to like pivot and learn something new and everything. But I mean, a lot of people just got wrecked.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people really. So I don't know if I'd agree with that necessarily, but yeah, I mean, I think everyone should take any opportunity they can to try to learn new skill sets and advance.
You can always be a better version of yourself is essentially what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would also make the argument, that you shouldn't wait for a pandemic to do that, right? Like, so, but yeah, man. So let's see. I mean, we talked about so much. I think I even asked you before too. I was like, "What's your what goal are you working on now?"
Yeah.
And then we just completely went back to manifestation and positive energy and confidence.
Great conversation.
So let's take it back.
Yeah.
Right. Take it back. Want to give you a chance. Yeah. Right. Want to give you a chance to let these people know. Number one, I guess, where's the best place to find you? Right. And number two, what are you working on now? What's the next big thing coming for V12?
Yeah. So. Sounds of V12, you can put it right here. Sounds of V12, you can find me on all social media, all platforms. You can find me in my music, just search V12. I have a project. I released my first ever project of me singing, rapping, whatever you want to call it, September of last year, and it's been incredible. The response was amazing. I think I released a music video with it. When I released it, I released a Close Your Eyes music video that's on my YouTube channel. You can go definitely check that out. Shout out to Ryan Rivas we shot that in a day and edited it in a week, and we put it out. Like, he showed up to my house and he was like, "Hey man," like he called me because he got a shoot canceled and he was by my house. And so he came over and he was like, "Man, I'm feeling so creative today. Like, I just want to shoot something." And I was like, "Hey, man, like, I have a
music video idea. How coincidental."
Yeah. I was like, I'm putting out music in a month. Like if you want to shoot this music video, we could go do it. And so we just did it. We shot it. We edited it. And we put it out. And the response was great. And then the opportunity again came up for which I just released another music video about a month ago. My dad sent me pictures of this location. He was like, "Hey man, like if you want to shoot here, we could do it for free." And I was like, "Huh?" And it's an incredible mansion. It's a mansion that my dad has worked at. Like, he's done 4 music videos at, so he's super cool with the owner. The owner just took me in as one of his own. And my dad also has a motorhome that he rents out for production, so we got the motorhome. I hired this videographer, and I got the girl, I got the car,
the whole everything.
Yeah,
everything.
And
this is all on YouTube now.
Yeah, in my music videos out on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. And I feel like with the last music video, I feel like I wrote a script, I did a shot sheet. Like, I learned everything that I learned here at UF production wise. I applied it to my creative things, and I feel like I showed my skill set on that. And so we released the music video, and that project is called Desires. And Ryan called me yesterday. He's like, "Hey man, we gotta shoot the because this is a 3-song project." So we released Close Your Eyes, we released See You, and there's another one called Te Amo BB. And
Porque te amo, baby.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one of the album.
Yeah, it's my favorite one too, honestly. And that song, when I recorded it, Alex, when I tell you, it's one of those feelings that, when I laid, I'm in the moment, laying down the vocals, and I'm just, I, zoned out and, just had such a powerful just moment of just, recording myself. And it was great, honestly. Just being in the studio and, just recording that, it was super cool. So Ryan calls me yesterday, and he's like, "Bro, we got to shoot the music video now." And I'm like, "Okay, fine. Let's do it." But like I'm currently working on, like I made a bunch of beats, and I'm like, damn, these beats are dope. Like I'm hearing this. Like, let me record myself. So I started recording myself. Like I have a mic. Like the whole music thing also, like I feel like me like becoming an artist, like I feel like the universe was just like pushing me to do it because like spring of last year when the pandemic hit, I was taking this class called music technology, and the final is to produce, record, engineer, mix, and master a song. So like
I do that weekly anyway.
Right? And so the pandemic hits, and I go back home and I don't have the equipment. And so my professor's like, nah, you should apply for this grant, like they'll give you the money. And I'm like, yeah, right.
Yeah, that's wild.
So mic, interface, laptop, monitors, cables, UF gave me. So I'm just like, bro, like
tax dollars hard at work.
If I don't do something with this music thing,
for sure.
I'm sleeping. Like I'm not doing this thing right. So I've been learning, and so like now I have like this EP, like Sounds of V12, which is like a self-produced EP, and I'm just like recording myself, like just writing lyrics.
Do you have a like potential release date that you're looking at?
No release date.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, definitely stay tuned. There's no release date. I when I roll this out, I want to do it incredibly. I want visuals. I want photo shoots. I want to do it right because like no one else is really like to be honest with you, like we got to do this right if I want to do it for real. So like I want to make sure that everything's right. I have one song that I put out called 24/7, which is a beat that I made, and I put it out super early. I put it out last year because one of the lines was like 2020 is so cruel. So like I was like, damn, I gotta drop it in 2020. Like no one's gonna care if I put it out in 2021.
Or like January 1st, 2021. You know?
Yeah.
Wow, 1993 was crazy.
You know. And so like I put that out, and like I put it out as a single, and like it's out right now on all streaming platforms, and also
so
like
you got a lot that you're working on.
Yeah, no,
a lot of different things coming. Cool.
100%, and I just like I'm excited for what's to come, and I'm excited for just I think it's about execution and like executing my vision, and I just
great, man.
I think that's what's to come, you know.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to say, like I said, it's been a few years we've been working together tangentially and all that, man. So I'm excited to see what's coming next for you, for sure. Before we get going here, of course, here on the pregame, we want to keep it educational. Great advice for all of our nightlife friends, people looking to break into the industry. So if we had to wrap all this up, I know we talked about a lot,
we
right?
did.
Positive energies and manifestation. If we had to wrap all this up into one nice little package for all of our new DJs, nightlife personnel out there, what would be your number one advice?
Number one advice, just be you. And if you love it, do it. If you're just doing it for the money and you're just doing it because you want to look cool, don't do it. But if you actually like have a passion for like, caring about like the nightlife scene, which is like we're doing a product, right? We're showing like, people, this entertainment. We're entertaining people. So like if you have a passion for that, definitely do it. And for like all upcoming DJs that like are kind of like intimidated about the fact about becoming a DJ and all that stuff, like just do it and just learn as long as you go. Yeah. Like throwing yourself into the fire and just do it. You'll just do it.
You develop your brand, I think, too, as you kind of come along, and even I think about my DJ journey, right? It's changed, like you've changed, and Jesse's changed, and everyone. So it's all changed. So just jump in, and you'll kind of develop everything as it. And
stay positive. Stay positive.
Stay positive.
And like mindset is everything.
Keep on manifesting that positive energy.
Yeah.
Sending it out. Yeah, man.
Yeah. 100%.
So, great. Well. Season 2
we
are back. Season 2 on the pregame. Couple things are changing up. We're going to start releasing way more content too, so stay tuned for that. This is going to drop actually in 2 weeks.
Cool.
Yeah, 2 weeks. So not this next Monday, but the following Monday this is going to drop, so for your people as well.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned, y'all. Once again, my name is DJ Hondro, Alex Sincero from GMV Entertainment.
Dopio over here in the corner.
And we had our guest, Mr. V12,
yes,
producer, rapper, artist, DJ. Anything else you want to throw in there?
Man.
All around cool person, man.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate you, brother.
Hey,
appreciate you coming on out. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Cheers to you as well.
Shout out to Dopio.
Hey, we'll see y'all next time on the pregame.